Hello everybody, welcome back. Paula here with Paula's Imperfect Plans. Today we are here to close out our May 31st paycheck budget. Excuse me. All right, so we will jump in. I'm gonna grab an erasable. That one doesn't show up very well on the video. All right, jumping in. So we have for our income, so we come back to what my actual income was. It was $1397.35. My husband's actual income was $1595.70. The roundups that we had were $6.70 from when I add cash back in to cover non-cash expenses. My mileage check came in during this pay period, so that was $495.55 that we hadn't budgeted for. We had high yield interest that added up to $36.20, and then I am going to combine the next couple because I do not have enough categories on here. So let's see. I made $17.84 reselling something through just a for sale group, and then we had $110 that we got in egg sales. So $117.84 plus 110 plus 54 for it was just like labor cost on something my husband fixed for my mom. So that is $181.84 for those other categories, which leaves our income total at, or inflow at, $3,713.34. So if we come down then to our fixed expenses, I didn't do anything for donation. I ended up paying 2 or 3 weeks worth for the before school program to finish out the year, so that ended up being $42 instead of $30. And I did set aside $1,200 for our property taxes, and we'll find out the exact amount of those in a couple months. So that leaves $1,242 as our total. So we have $3713.34, and we subtract $1,242. That leaves us with $2,471.34 to budget after our fixed expenses. So that leads us into our variable expenses. I ended up setting aside $300 for groceries for this 2 weeks. Eating out, we ended up spending $108. Beauty was $60 as I originally pulled for it. We spent $12 out of our drink envelope for our allowance. $139. Work meals was $0. We spent $12 out of car washes. $0 out of chores, and $6 out of donuts. So in our variable category, that that was $637 is our actual spending. And if we take $2471.34, which is what we have up here, and we subtract 637, that leaves us with $1,834.34 left to budget as we go into our sinking fund category. So for our sinking funds, we did. So for Christmas, we set aside $100. For LP, future winter heating costs, we set aside nothing. I'm feeling okay about that right now. We did $97 into our 100 envelope challenge, which is our travel sinking fund online. Into our kids sinking fund online, we did do $20. In gas, we did $545.55. So I ended up doing $50 from the budget plus my mileage check. So that's where that number came from. Toward vehicles, $82.14 is what we spent this paycheck. Into our emergency fund, I did the $53 that I do every paycheck as we're doing the 52-week challenge, but I also put in the high yield interest. So that means that we put a total of $89.20 into the emergency fund, essentially. For medical, this paycheck, we did do $40. Nothing into summer daycare, and into tattoo, the extra $54 from my mom went there. And then for our cash envelopes, we had an original budget that says $327 when I did it, but when I was actually laying out like stuff on payday, $377 was the original amount. $48 from drinks, $1 from my spending, the $110 in egg money, the reselling money, and the car wash money all got rolled into this category. So we ended up putting $582 into savings challenges and just our cash envelopes. Cash sinking funds, I guess. All right, so that leaves our sinking fund total at $1609.89. And if I take that and take the difference between that and the $1834.34 that we had left going into sinking funds, that leaves this with $224.45 left to budget. So then I'm going to come down into the other category, and what we have here is a buffer that we are left with at the end that I just kind of roll into that, and we ended up with $1.40 in our buffer. So that is it for our other category. So if we take $224.45 minus $1.40, that leaves us with $223.05 to budget. And if we come down to our extra debt category, we did make a debt payment of $223.05. So that is the total there in our debt section, which does leave us with $0. So I'll go ahead and check my math really quickly, even though I didn't mess up at all. So I feel like I have a pretty good chance of getting it right today. That's income. Fixed is $1242. Variable is $637. Sinking funds is $582. Other is $1.40. Extra debt is $223.05. So let's jump in and just make sure that works. So $3713.34 minus $1242 minus $637 minus $582 minus $3713.34 minus $1242 minus $637 minus $582 minus that's because 582 is not my sinking fund total. Okay, it's 1609.86. 582 was just our sinking funds. Okay, so 3713.34 minus 1242 minus 637 minus 1609.86 minus $1.40 minus 223.05. which shows me off 34 cents, which is fantastic because it doesn't show. All right, 37. Now it makes me wonder where my math error is. 3713.34 minus 1242 minus 637 minus 1609.86 minus 140. All right. Anyway, so I'm off by a few cents allegedly. Okay, that is our zero-based budget and the budget closeout for this paycheck. So thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, bye.